Good evening, guys, and good evening. So happy to see all of you here. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me well. Sending you hearts and much gratitude that you're here. Yeah, Mikola Lysenko. Yeah, I wanted actually to start for those who are Eurovision fans with like, hello, this is Lutz calling. Anyway, thank you so much for joining the stream today. Understanding that there are some people who are just like me, Eurovision fans, I will keep our stream to 1 hour strict so that you can watch the broadcast later. But I felt that I've missed all of you, and we skipped last weekend because of Orthodox Easter, and I was in Kyiv, and my internet connection is not always the best there. Greetings to all of your beautiful places, to California. To introduce yourself, let me read some of these beautiful locations that you are from. Northern California. And I'm having a little bit slow of speed of the internet, but Sweden, greetings from Sweden, Western Australia, Wales, Indiana, Yorkshire, Netherlands, Vienna. Oh my God, New Zealand. Greetings to New Zealand, beautiful people. I have many supporters from this country, Bulgaria, North Carolina, and Sweden, and Oslo Oblast. Beautiful people, so happy to have you today and in general. And more Sweden, it is never enough. Sweden, I'm really proud that we share so much in common in our history, and we share the colors of our national flag. Greetings to Virginia and Montreal and many more beautiful places, and Texas. And thank you so much, guys, for the coffees that started running my way. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you, William. Thank you, Scott. And let's begin our discussion today. And traditionally, this is a mixture of everything, from some bad news to some good news. And it was actually difficult for me to set up the title for this stream because I wanted to speak with you about this fake inauguration of totally illegal Putin. And also, I wanted to speak about greetings to Denmark and South Dakota. Do you have some problems with the video? I don't know. On my side, it seems like everything is supposed to be fine. So I wanted to speak about the fake inauguration of Putin. I wanted to speak about some offensive actions of Russians near Kharkiv, and also about Eurovision, because Eurovision is important for us too. Greetings to New York. And also, I would like to once again thank and greet our beautiful team, our moderators, Martin, Spencer, and Rudy. All of them are here already in the chat. I've read your beautiful conversations. And and the question, did I see Aura last night? I tried my best. And there are lots of photos that people were observing it even in my native city. But no matter how I tried, and no matter how much I tried, I did not notice it. Maybe because I live in the city center and there are lots of buildings around and lots of light. But anyway, it was like that. Okay, I am sorry for these troubles that internet may causing. Unfortunately, with streams, you cannot reload them. So hopefully maybe you can refresh your videos, and that might solve some of the problems. And thank you so much, Bruce, for buying me coffees. Please try and check that. And once again, you may put your questions, and well, on my side, like, I can read all of your messages, and I do hope that maybe you can, if you have some troubles with the sound or video and they are buffering, you can refresh the page, and this may help. I know that you like flowers just like I do. Peonies are one of my favorites, and I decided to decorate our life with them, but also I like smelling them. And a beautiful reminder that actually Martin pointed out, I was waiting for the day. Today, our great friend Jake Bro, many of you follow him, many of you learned about me because of Jake's interview, celebrates his 40th birthday. And he had a brief live where he introduced his Nefo campaign. I managed to congratulate him with the birthday, but one of the comments that I liked most is that he is now eligible to be a president of the United States. And actually, we were talking with the guys, with the team, what is the age that you need to reach to be legitimate to become a president of the US? Who knows that? So let me know, but I believe this may be 40, because below Jake's stream there were lots of ideas that he should be the next president of the US, and you have my voice, and if you need like any foreign campaigners, I am definitely in. So you see 35, 36, 40, 35. Okay. Yes, I am in Ukraine. I am where I live in my native region, Volyn, which is considered semi-safe. But I have recently returned back from Kyiv. I often travel there for work. Also, I have my closest family in Kyiv now. And yeah, that's why I'm speaking about Jake Bro's 40th campaign. Let's congratulate him the best way we can. And Jake has a beautiful campaign with Nefo. And today on the channel, I will be happy to share the results of my Nefo campaign. And we are record breakers again, guys. Because of your generosity and of your support, we managed to finish this campaign really quickly. And 69 Sniffing Brigade is both surprised and very proud of us. And this time we brought a Nefo truck and a flock of drones. I love saying it. And there will be a great video on the channel, so I definitely invite you to watch it. There are some interviews with Artur Ray, whom I've met personally in Kyiv, and it was extremely exciting. And also a huge voice in support of Ukraine from Germany, Frank Wilde. He is very active on Instagram. And I greatly invite you to watch this video with beautiful moments in Kyiv, and of course with Ukrainian soldiers who received that much needed support, and all because of you. Every time we come for a Nefo campaign, I feel overwhelmed with these opportunities that you give to my countrymen to defend our country, to defend our borders, to punish Russians. And this time I was actually extremely excited to see drones. And in the video, you will also see them. There are land drones and FPV drones. And actually, they change a lot in this war. And that's why often on my videos, I repeat that this is a new war. This is a war of the 21st century. Unfortunately, instead of learning on the mistakes of the past centuries, we continue, not we, come on, Russia continues, and some crazy regimes too, these invasions. Greetings to Italy and Geneva and New York City and Sweden again and San Francisco. And we feel like it's extremely important to back up people with all these innovative technologies, because they are actually saving lives. And Now, fewer and fewer campaigns are conducted with large numbers of people because to some extent, it is impossible to take many people because everything is controlled by drones on both sides. And that's why I often repeat that our Ukrainian experience may actually be useful to many NATO countries, because what your armies have experienced, what your soldiers were training for, is to some extent already outdated. Uh, Greetings to Albuquerque. And yes, please help us get more likes. And really happy to see you once again. And greetings to Michigan. Greetings to Alberta. And okay, now let's maybe first discuss Putin's inauguration. And I'm really interested how your countries and your governments feel about this, like fake inauguration. And you know that in Ukraine, we never address Putin as president in our media. We address him either as dictator. I personally like writing Putin with a small letter, not with a capital letter, and this also comes with Russia. I know some people even inside Ukraine say that you don't have to disrespect grammar, despite the fact that you can disrespect Russian dictators and Kremlin criminals, but I do believe that it is extremely important to once again finish speaking about Putin and Kremlin gang as politicians, as diplomats, as, I don't know, global leaders, because they have already demonstrated a lot of crimes, and for these crimes they can only be addressed as criminals. Thank you so much for joining the channel as members, and also we are always grateful if you join the channel as sponsors. So it is, yeah, Kremlin gobbling. I know once you've liked this Botox dictator, when I actually met Botox that he uses or fillers that he uses on his face, but you've heard it a little bit differently. And anyway, it is extremely important to finally develop this legal language which addresses modern Kremlin regime as a criminal one, as an extremely dangerous for the world, as a terrorist country, and stop thinking about polite phrases. And I'm happy that recently, a week ago, EU Parliament actually ordered a resolution that it does not recognize Putin as a legitimate leader. No presidents or prime ministers visited his inauguration, and definitely it was all fake. Greetings to London and Munich. And it is extremely important to stop addressing them in media and elsewhere, because this creates this illusion that they are still negotiable, they are still adequate, and they are still political figures when they are definitely not. And I am actually happy that his inauguration and later victory parade on the 9th of May went in real isolation. And actually here in Ukraine, we've got lots of really dark memes about this parade, when, like, for example, Putin calling Zelensky and or wants to borrow some tanks for a parade, or when there are lots of black packages instead of soldiers marching the streets of Moscow. Thank you so much for joining as the sponsor, Duncan, and like inviting lots of people with you. And of course, I don't know if you have checked that on the channel. Thank you so much, Bruce, for buying me coffees. I don't know if you have noticed on the channel there are videos about the Second World War and how Russia manipulated this idea. You perhaps know that I live in Lutsk, which is Volyn region in the western part of Ukraine, and we were occupied by Soviet Union later than the eastern part of Ukraine, so in 1939. And when war began for the world, Soviets divided Poland between Nazi regime and communist regime, and actually for 2 years they have participated in war together. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining. And well, I'm sorry about this delay. Maybe this is because of this geomagnetic, how do you call it? Like, I've read on the weather forecast and so on, and that's why we actually had aurora even in Ukraine in the skies. Polar, how do you call it properly? Um, yes, and I've solar storms, and I've read them. Let me tell you something like interesting. I believe streams should be more personal than videos sometimes, and there is a very popular joke in Ukraine because there are lots of people who say that they are mm, weather sensitive. We call it meteorologically, like it means that you can go under weather, and when it's cold or low pressure or something like that, people speak about that. Northern lights, yeah. And it's really funny that very often people, when they have high or low blood pressure or other stuff, they say, well, I am dependent on weather and so on. And then lots of people say, but why haven't you been dependent on weather when you were 19 or 20? Why it always comes like after 30, after 40? So don't you excuse it for weather. So anyway, I cannot tell you that I felt this geomagnetic um, solar storm, but they say it may influence electricity and other stuff. Plus, well, I come from a country at war, and sometimes we have unpredictable electricity shortages and other things. So if you have any problems with the internet connection, please try to re-upload, and please like the video so that more people can get updates from Ukraine. And this is indeed important. And by the way, in today's interview, Arthur Ray will also speak why it is so important to work in this informational field from his Estonian background. Martin and Bruce, thank you so much for buying me coffee, and I need to take a sip of my cola. Well, actually, it's not cola. I have to confess, it's Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. I don't drink it often, but today I decided to drink. So, inauguration of Putin. I hope this is the last inauguration of Putin. And when I was thinking about the title for today's video, it was actually really funny that I started counting how many Eurovisions, which is a very popular song contest in Ukraine, and I don't know. Let me know if Eurovision is popular in your country. I know it's not in the US, perhaps, but we do have participants from Australia sometimes. Let me know, is it popular in your country? Yeah, Neil, hello, and thank you for your beautiful reminders to people to like the videos. Okay. Yeah, so in Sweden it is popular, so let me know the countries where Eurovision is popular. And I was trying to count where Eurovision is, how many Eurovisions Putin is a president, and it looks like 20 plus, 24, and it's crazy. It's crazy when a person is at reign for such a long period of time, and even if he is super um, creative or good. I'm not talking about Putin. I'm talking about any leader, any manager in a company. I don't know. Uh, it's not okay to um, stay at position longer than it is. If you are given 2 terms, so please, well, of course, nobody wants to lose power and popularity. Try to find some other positions. Try to, I don't know, after a president, you can become a part of, I don't know, some EU institution, some NATO, whatever. There are other solutions. But if a person stays at the position for 20 years, it starts thinking that the country is his, everything is his, and it's extremely dangerous. Yeah, Ukraine to NATO, definitely. And yeah, a boring relic. Unfortunately, this boring relic is still spoiling our life. No, I'm not going to sing. I'm a very, very, very bad singer. I can actually collect the things that I'm doing really bad. I am doing very bad coffee. Like, I literally don't know a person who does a worse coffee than me, honestly. Uh, and also, I'm a super, super uh, bad singer. Like, I literally, like, God saved this planet because He did not give me the desire to sing. Even I'm not like a singing person when I'm cleaning the house, washing the dishes, or I don't know, in the shower. No, no, no. And that's perhaps just like kind of protection that God gave to this planet for you not to hear me singing. Switzerland loves Eurovision. Yeah, Ukraine loves Eurovision a lot, and people watch it and people care for it. Plus, we were successful on Eurovision a number of times, and because of the support of our friends and neighbors. And it was about Kalush Orchestra, Jamala, Ruslana. Maybe if you watch that, you know that. Yeah, my coffee is total. Mike, then you understand how it's difficult. Um, yeah, some people have issues with non-sync stream, but it's not my lips, it's the internet that is not working. Hi to all of you. And let's talk about something really serious. And these are the things that are happening around Kharkiv. And we are extremely attentive to this region. Russia is in a hurry. They realize that soon Ukraine will get the supplies that we need. Unfortunately, this delay from October to up till now is quite long. And there were lots of things lost, and unfortunately, lots of human lives lost because of this delay. But at the same time, they understand that after we get the ammunition we need, the missiles we need, and of course F-16s that hopefully will be here in, I don't know, June, July, they won't be able to control the front lines. And they are trying to use this, I hate this phrase, they try to use this window of opportunity to cause more harm and more problems to Ukraine. And okay, and this is kind of complicated, but everything is under control. I don't see panic in Ukraine. I don't see panic in Kharkiv. I do have people with whom I am in the contact, and we get updates. They do have really long air raid alerts that last longer than usual. We do have lots of explosions there, lots of Russian drones. They apply this really quickly, these technologies they learn, and unfortunately, we have to, we like, we are more advanced in the way we create, develop, update, build new drones, but they really quickly copy that and multiply that, because right now all Russian economy is working for war. And I do like how Anders Puck Nielsen puts it, that in a couple of years this will exhaust Russia, but not at this particular moment. At this particular moment, it actually saves Russia from complete economic collapse, and people finally got some jobs. They work in 3-4 shifts on military plants and factories. And thank you so much, John, for becoming a sponsor. And no, you don't see despair in my voice. I'm not that kind of person, even going through some really difficult challenges, I would never describe myself as desperate. And at the same time, like, Russia tries to use this opportunity, and it yesterday tried to get some villages which are considered a gray zone. I hate once again this term, because a country cannot be a gray zone, but for years these territories were abandoned by people, and it was impossible neither for Ukrainian nor for Russian army to get any positions there, because everything is open, and whoever tries to get it, it is extremely soon that they lose it. And another thing is, Happy Birthday, Mr. President is perhaps the song that I can sing, because, like, come on, Marilyn was not singing it really good. But let's first make Jake Bro president, and then I will train and sing. Hello, Something Blonde. Really happy to see you and read you. And all the beautiful people who are here and who like the video. And another important thing that I wanted to react and I wanted to share with you, now all over the internet, there are lots of photos and videos of schools in Kharkiv that have reconstructed some free spaces in the underground, because Kharkiv is a big city. It has underground, quite beautiful and neat, and children are studying there, and they are well equipped, and many people like it. And it's not okay. It's not the thing to like. From one point of view, I understand that this Ukrainian resilience is something really important and cool, but it's not something to like, that children have to go underground to get their classes. From one point of view, this definitely can be a very motivational picture to those children in happy countries who don't want to go to school when they can. Because one interesting phenomena that I've observed on my students, that I see on school children now, is that when they lose this opportunity to study in normal environment, like during COVID times or other, we start valuing that. And especially at the very first months of invasion, students were hyper motivated to study. They were so interested, so involved, and like every class that was, how do you say it, like that did not happen, dismissed. Every class, they felt very disappointed. They wanted more. They wanted more communication. So it's extremely important to understand that what is happening here, and the children in Kharkiv have classes in the underground, is very wrong. And when we have come up to this anniversary of the victory in the Second World War, and I was looking through some photos, and in Ukraine, all over our Facebook, our Instagram, there were lots and lots of illustrations that demonstrate very similar photos of what is happening right now in Ukraine and how it was in the times of the Second World War. sometimes when I see these pictures from the London Underground, it reminds me Kiev, it reminds me Kharkiv and other places. Please forgive the buffering. Perhaps it's the solar storm, or maybe too many people waiting for Eurovision, but still, I hope it will not stop us from communicating. And I do want to give some time to your question. So please, yeah, a very beautiful phrase. Totally agree with that. When normality is stolen, it then becomes valuable. Yes, indeed. And there are lots of things that we value and we care about right now. And that's why actually some people are surprised when they see um, that Ukrainians are, I don't know, celebrating, visiting that. Thank you so much, Philip, for joining the channel. That they feel that Ukrainians are, I don't know, visiting concerts or will be watching Eurovision and will be caring about that. It is extremely important to understand that, like, people are using every opportunity to live life, because you cannot put all of your life on pause, like for years. This is one of the most difficult things, actually, about. This is one of the really complicated things about the war and about mobilization and conscription, that many people cannot predict when will they finish their service, when will it all give them opportunity to reconnect with their families or return back to their job. Because once again, that there are a lot of people who are on the front lines, and many of you treat them as professional military, but they are not. This is not an example when professional army comes to a particular conflict in a particular part of the world. Thank you so much, Paul, for buying me coffees. That's a blessing, and I'm really grateful to all the people who join as patrons, who join as sponsors of the channel, and for your coffees. But I never invite people to Telegram or WhatsApp, and of course, I never ask for money. Please be careful. There are scammers who invite you to chat. I literally do not have that much time to invite people to chat. I invite you to discuss important things on the channel, in the community. I do communicate on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee pages, but I never, never, never invite you to Instagram. Please always be careful. Please always look on the name, because they can steal a photo, but they can never steal um, name of the channel. And typically they will have something they will have something like Miss Anna or something like that. So please be careful, because there were like situations when people told me like they communicated with me. Do you want to laugh? On a dating web page. No, that's not me. Honestly. But I am on Instagram, but I'm not on Telegram. On Instagram, I have a channel, like a page. You may see there are photos from Nefo campaign recently. And by the way, please join me, because really soon we are going to have a 10,000 community there. So that's important. There was a good question about misconception about Ukraine. It's really difficult, because unfortunately there are too many misconceptions about Ukraine. And Russia was working really hard for centuries, not just decades, to create this myth. And also, we were not very active during these years of renewed independence. And at the same time, it's very difficult for me to single out one misconception. But perhaps I would like to unite this misconception, not just about Ukraine, but what I feel very tragic and very wrong. Thank you so much, Mike. What I feel really angry about is that for many people in different corners of the world, uh, they felt like all the republics that were once a part of Soviet Union, because they were occupied by communist regime, and at the same time, people outside this iron curtain started treating us as totally the same. And many people do think there is no difference between, I don't know, Ukrainians, Russians, Moldovans, Georgians, Lithuanians, and so on. Please never consider post-Soviet, ex-Soviet countries, don't like this term, but it may help us, as Russia. Please never equate um, it to Eastern Europe is Russia, because this is what happening. Many people think that Slovakia, Czechia, they are not different. Romania, it's a tragedy. And actually, because of your support and because of your inspiration that you give, I feel like explaining more in the book that I'm writing finally. And also my work on the documentary project, reading more of Eva Thompson and so on, it reminded me the fact that both in literature, in art, in history, Russia was trying to create this myth that, okay, there is Germany, for example, Berlin, and then after Berlin, Russia starts with no like Poland, no Slovakia, no, nothing. It's all Russia. Maybe a little bit different, with interesting songs and like nice food, but the same. So never, this is very like offensive to us. In our case, like it's offensive to many beautiful people, but for us, it's already tragic that so many people believe it. I cannot say that I like the way you ask this question. Do you think Katabs take your city? Because if I think seriously about taking the city, it's kind of very emotional and important. It's not like yes or no question. Well, first of all, I think no, and they won't take Kharkiv, they won't take Sumy, they won't take any major city in Ukraine because they don't have things for that. But I don't know, maybe you should ask this question a little bit like more empathetically. So from one point of view, being hidden behind this iron curtain, we seemed so similar. We seemed Russian, and I have so many people who actually tell me that Ukraine is the greatest discovery for them. That's good. And I'm really happy that you want to learn more about Ukraine. Thank you so much, Vijay, and for your inspiration and support. And then very many, like at the very beginning of my channel, I've received a really good advice, and I'm grateful to that person. I don't know who that is, but that was a really good question and advice, actually. Anna, keep it simple. Because for many people, your country was just a rebellious part of Greater Russia. And, you know, like knowing my country, my language, my traditions, my history, I cannot be like angry that some people don't know it, because a huge propaganda machine, and not just propaganda, but torture machine, execution machine worked for that. And that's the result. But I'm really grateful to history, to brave people of Ukraine, to something that we have in our hearts, that we survived this period, and now we have a possibility to speak about that. It's so interesting how you like your chat lives a separate life, and people discuss like everything, starting from my age and finishing some other interesting things were too. Good. That's okay to ask ladies how old they are if they don't feel old. I'm totally like when you literally have people dying because they are Ukrainians, and it's one of the greatest like revelations of this time when you realize that you may be clever, you may be beautiful, you may be talented, you may be a writer, a singer, a composer, but you will be killed by a Russian missile or a Russian soldier just because you are. Uh, just because we are Ukrainian. Martin made me laugh because he's saying that I love it when you say compliments about my nail polish. um, and okay, so when you realize this fact that everything is so fragile and there are still these wicked people, or not even people, real monsters on the planet who could literally kill you just because you were born in Ukraine, you speak your language, and you kind of like your country, not destroying others. You simply feel satisfied with your own national history and so on. Oh my God, Ed, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And when you feel it, and you know it that just like one characteristic is that bad, you stop caring like about what do you think about like age, or I don't know, anything else. There is actually uh, no there is actually no question that you can um, offend me with, if it's not intended to offend me, because of course. Roman, I totally understand you that you may feel nervous in such circumstances. Many countries are under threat. If Ukraine falls, that will be a huge problem, but I believe we won't. I live really close to Poland, and believe me, no one will let them in my city. We are prepared, we are trained, we are very different than we were in 2022. We are definitely much stronger. And at the same time, like even in 2022, we managed to stop them. Yeah. So maybe some more questions, because I do love answering your questions. But I would like, as I was a little bit distracted, I would like to remind you that I am active in comments and community on YouTube. I have my Instagram. I have the links in the description of this video. And in my, you may find me there, and our community is growing. Also, I'm on Threads, Twitter, and we have a very beautiful community on Discord. I do not invite people to uh, Telegram and WhatsApp. And I do not come up spontaneously asking for money or to chat. Never. Those who follow me, you know my style, so please, I can always invite you uh, to Nefo campaigns and other things, and remember to watch the video with Nefo today. I don't know when will the book be published. Дякуємо, Ed. Хай живе Україна. Дякуємо. I don't know, but finally I feel like it's going, because I was a little bit, I forgive myself because I was really busy with the documentary, and now we're finalizing. We have found voiceovers, native speakers for English voices, and that's why it's extremely it was extremely time consuming, and I was doing a lot of tasks there, plus I still have my other responsibilities and work, so it was distracting. But I feel so, like when I'm writing, I feel, yeah, please report scammers. Please report scammers. What is my analytics on YouTube? Well, it's very interesting and I love checking it. It changes, but definitely like 40% of viewers are from the US, and also many people from the UK and from Canada and Australia and Germany and Sweden, Norway, Denmark, these countries. And this is interesting because what surprised me greatly is that, like, if you look at the cities, because analytics allows me to see that. So it was really interesting that, like and Belgium too, um, and it was really interesting that, like, number one big city London, and then like 3 or 4 cities in Australia, not the US, not Germany, but Australia. So my warmest greetings to the beautiful people of this incredible continent that I dream to visit, same as New Zealand. I know it's a heaven on earth, but really far away from us. I get my information, well, first of all, from my life in Ukraine, because what I always try to bring in my videos is my subjective Ukrainian opinion. And the more I live, the more I feel, and it is what is needed, because there are some quality YouTubers speaking about um, front lines, but I do try to give it from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective on what actually attracts our attention. Thank you so much for voting for Ukraine. And I will update you when will the English version appear, and more. I will not just update you about this documentary, but I will ask you to watch, share, and help us spread more information. Thank you so much, Ron Forrest, and here is a sip in your honor for your continued support. But of course, I spend. Okay, I've lost it. It happens. Good night. By the way, I have this question to those who watch Eurovision. Please let me know in the comments below. What is your opinion? Yeah, New Zealand has the best. What is the best New Zealand white wine? But please put down in the comments, what do you think? Who will win Eurovision? But you don't have to be too sweet telling me this is Ukraine. Thank you so much, Robert, for buying me coffee. And what's the next Nefo campaign? Well, we have to rest a little bit. I cannot underestimate and overuse your kindness. So maybe after some break. But I was actually very excited that this time we brought drones. I don't know why, but I also feel they are serious game changers in this war. And it was interesting to see how they operate. And actually, these land drones are constructed in Ukraine, and they are very inexpensive, like $2,000, but they can run 70 kilometers. It was actually very funny because we met the constructors of this land drones on a NATO convoy, and I was asking how quickly can these drones travel, and then they were saying that, well, actually, we announced that the maximum speed of the drone is 40 kilometers per hour, but in reality, it is 70. But do you know why we don't tell the real speed? Because those guys at front lines, they are still guys, and all guys are sometimes like kids. And when they know that the drone can run 70 kilometers per hour, they start testing them at the maximum speed. And this may cause some troubles to the drones. So this is definitely kind of interesting. Yeah, so Something Blonde asks a beautiful question that all of us will vote for Ukraine. Well, vote whom you like, but I think Ukraine looks really good. And yeah, actually, I wanted to watch Eurovision together with you, but, well, first of all, not all of you like it, but second, it's a problem with copyright, because I cannot broadcast the music. It will cause problems to the rules. And also it is just the copyright and this thing. But if you will see me simply, oh, it may be not that interesting and not that funny. So I don't know if UK has used Dragonfire laser system. I've been reading a lot about this laser system, and it's interesting. It's actually very interesting. And I also watched an interview of Silicon Curtain with Anders Buck Nielsen, where they discuss the possibilities of laser weapons, and it's amazing. Once again, this war of the 21st century is totally different from something we experienced before. And all neutrals will vote for Ukraine. Yeah, this is the only way when Ukraine is likes when people are neutral. Because in general, what this war and this turbulent times in the world taught me is that we cannot be super neutral, because when we are super JDX, thank you so much for buying me coffees, and Robert, thank you. And it is extremely important not to be neutral. Sometimes people exaggerate with this super tolerance to everything, with this neutrality towards everything. This actually makes us no persons, because what you like about people is their personality, is the stance that they take on something, is the change that they bring to the world. Like I do prefer actions to observations. I don't know. Good morning. And we were speaking about beautiful Australia. No, these are not tulips. These are peonies, and they actually smell really well. And these are one of my favorite flowers. Yeah, we have to check Jake Bro's party, and it's kind of interesting when it's together, like Eurovision, Jake Bro's birthday, and yesterday it was Vlad Baxler's birthday. If you watch him, if you like him, remember to congratulate him. He's also a beautiful person. And it is extremely important to support various liberation movements in Russia, unfortunately, Russian Federation, because once again, Russian Federation consists of 22 national republics, and Russia is just one of them. And they are all very different. And at the same time, nobody supports their movements. It's actually such a sin that the world long ago decided not to touch Russia, not to interfere, because this is their internal affairs. But guys, that was such metaphor about Soviet Union, but it is totally true about modern Russia too, that this is a prison of the peoples. And when I say peoples, I mean nations, right? I hope I'm correct. Yeah, drones remind of Princess Olha. That's a beautiful reminder. Definitely, we also have this associations and memes in Ukraine. And thank you so much, number 3, for the sponsorship that you gave to the channel. Thank you. And it is extremely important to understand that when we choose this non-interference, when we choose this decision to just observe, we actually make millions of people inside Russia suffer. Millions of people who want to live their own life, who have their own culture, who are trying to get independence, but they simply don't have this choice because Russia has outdated nuclear weapons and a crazy Kremlin dictator and millions of people who were zombified and who were so long zombified since the times of the Golden Horde, actually, that they have atrophied all of their features that could have helped them fight or protest or do something. They don't have it anymore. the Russian Federation, the Soviet Union. Thank you so so much. Custom fantasy. Thank you. Yeah, I do make mistakes. I know. And recently, I've got this good advice about leave and leave, and I know that as a teacher of English, I know that, but there are no F-16s in Ukraine yet. We are still waiting for them, but there are some good symptoms that they may be coming. In Ukrainian language, the length of the vowel sound does not have differentiate. It's not differentiation. Okay. They don't change the meaning of the word because, like, in Ukraine, in English, when you say did or deed, these are two different words. In Ukraine, no. That's why for our Ukrainian ears, it's sometimes differential. Thank you so much, Michael. And thank you so much, Lars, for becoming a sponsor. And that's why it's difficult to me sometimes. I know this difference, but when I start speaking and when I'm excited and my information dominates, that's why I make these mistakes. Thank you so much, Lars. And greetings to Scotland, a country that I would love to visit one day. I have so many good stories about you. So let's have this very quick question to those who will watch Eurovision. Who is your top? You don't have to be super polite. It's okay if it's not Ukraine. Just it's interesting. Yeah, English is a beautiful language. I'm really happy that I've learned it at school. Okay, so I'm waiting for your opinions. Alona. Okay. Greetings to Saskatchewan. Yeah. Once again, and I see you are all very diplomatic, and no one tells me what country you will support. Yeah, 700 likes, that's good, taking into account that's a busy day. Hopefully, thank you so much, Aussie, and oh my god, that moves so really quickly. And Mokrator, it's really quite difficult sometimes to read all of your names, and if I make a mistake, I do not intend it. Please forgive my once again. Yeah, Eurovision is big in Ukraine. Yeah, I have bought. That's why I've bought myself Dr. Pepper and Pringles. That's my guilty pleasure. I kind of like Pringles. So that is okay. So I will not distract you from Eurovision, those who watch it. Yeah, it's today, the final. I want to thank you for all the support that I feel daily. Remember to join me on Instagram. Let's make this 10. I always say 10,000K, which is a mistake because I have to say 10,000 or 10K. Thank you so much, Trev. Thank you for all that you do. You're a friend and you know that. And thank you so much, Pat. I'm always happy when I'm surrounded by friends, and that's today. And so, first of all, remember to join me on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, and in Discord. We have a beautiful merch shop with lots of t-shirts, caps, that work well as conversation starters and reminders about Ukraine, and they are designed with love and beauty. And also be careful of scammers. Always report them. And remember, I'm never asking you to do something suspicious. That's not in my character. France and Italy. Okay, that's good. And also, I want to send my warmest gratitude to Martin, Spencer, and Rudy, and to Nail, and to Something Blonde, and to thousands, and to Meredith right now, and to thousands of beautiful people who watch us, support us. And also, I invite you to watch a video about our Nefo convoy that will appear on the channel really soon. And there you will see many beautiful people and many beautiful technologies that we have brought to the front line. And I'm super grateful to the 69th Nefo Brigade for all that you are doing. And it's extremely, extremely important. And also, my special gratitude goes to Michael for once again all the cheering and support that we feel. People, you're beautiful, and Nail, and just like I will have to go all down the list, but thank you so much for being friends, and let the Eurovision begin. For those who watch, I had this, you know why for me it is a thing. I understand that some songs are really outdated and it may look fun, but in my family, we have always, always watched it and discussed it. And even when I was traveling and my parents were at home, we exchanged messages, we commented, and that's why I always feel that I have to watch it. I always feel a little bit sad because my parents are no more with me and I cannot reach them with the message, though I sometimes do. I know those people who've lost the loved ones, they may practice things like that, sending messages that won't be received. But Eurovision will distract me from this thoughts. But for me, it's a thing because of this, like family stuff too. Sometimes, I don't want to be. I don't know if the correct word is cheeky or something like that. But I watched like one brief with Taylor Swift where she said that um, you don't have to ever feel sorry for being excited, and when someone mocks you that you're excited of something, and it's very true, it seems minor, but yeah, earrings just like peonies. And to some extent this is really true. When you feel excited about something minor, something silly like Eurovision, don't be sorry. It's good to be excited. It's good to be joyful, even in the times that are really challenging. It's extremely important for um, to continue. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martin, Spencer, Rudy, Michael, Nail, something blunt, and all the people who spend this evening with me and who are friends and family on this channel. Slava Ukraini!